to Mic Check Waifu Waifu.
Check. Mic check waifu waifu. MDW, is that you?
What's up, TJW?
This is episode 187 of Mic Check Waifu Waifu. As always, it's brought to you by Lube Complex and Don'tTalkShop.com. Make sure you go to LubeComplex.com and Don't Talk Shop. You can get Lube Complex actually at Spencer's too. Make sure you go to Spencer's. Check out Lube Complex. Take a picture of it. Tag us in your picture of your Lube Complex merch. We really appreciate that. This is episode 187 of Mic Check Waifu Waifu, the anime podcast. It's also brought to you by our Patreon producers. Hey, Tell. Guess what?
Yeah. What's up?
One of the goats, bro. Shout out to our friend Saphir, who's been rocking with us for a fucking very long time. I can't tell you the episode he started hundreds of episodes back. He always show us love. So shout out to Saphir for becoming a new producer of Mic Check Waifu Waifu. Brother, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting this month of Mic Check Waifu Waifu. Make sure you guys go to patreon.com and check out all the bonus features you get there, including the After Story podcast, completely uncensored, unedited, well, a little bit of edit, to see what we've been doing in our life. Episode 52 of the After Story podcast just released. Before I say the other Patreon producers, we're gonna talk about the Patreon real quick. What did I title that episode? Something crazy. I always title After Stories kind of crazy. Oh, yeah. After Story 52, catching up with P and K. P and K. That sounds like a clothing line. Wait a minute.
Right.
And then we got Tell's Bungo Stray Dogs season 4 episode 2 watch along. So if you're watching Bungo Stray Dogs and you want to watch it with one of our hosts, Tell, go ahead and check that out. It's up there. And guess what, guys? I might as well say it now, so I can commit to doing it. I'm going to do a read along of a manhwa on Patreon. So that's going to be sick. I'm not going to share that here.
Well, how am I supposed to? I want to know which one it is.
Oh, I'll tell you later.
All right.
It's going to be fire though. It's going to be fire because I got a nice idea. So make sure you support our Patreon and get early access to the video versions of this, access to the podcast exclusive to Patreon, the After Story, and the watch alongs and read alongs. Stuff like that. All kinds of bonus content. We've been working hard, get the Patreon together, and we appreciate y'all for support. Let's get to the rest of these producers. Shout out to the rest of the producers. AB, Aaron Brown, Dre, the GOAT G, who's in Houston, which we need to just link up with one of these days. Right. Johnny from Shogo High, Ked the Pro from Chaotic Culture, Explicitly from explicitly.com, Monique Williams, and our boy Nachi. What's up, Nachi? Thank y'all so much for producing this and many other episodes of the podcast. Truly couldn't do it without y'all. Again, we are grinding on Patreon right now. So if you want to support us at $1 or above, we would appreciate it. But we do give you a lot of content there, so feel free to check that out. It's worth it. Tell, how you feeling, brother?
Man, like I told you, before we start recording, I told Polo it's been a busy week for your boy.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's be real. I ain't gonna say busy because it ain't really been too busy. Just normally my anime days.
We're taking up.
Yeah, my anime days was taken up. So I had to kind of really crunch some stuff in. But it's been a good week overall. I put on, because I had lost some weight, so I put on 5 pounds.
Okay, which is what you want to do.
We back up a little bit. Not everybody know, but competition comes in April. Competition, I'm competing at 164 to 185 is the weight range.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be taller than just about everybody there, unless they extremely cut. But yeah, I'm excited because I feel like this is gonna be a big step for me. So yeah, how about you, Polo? How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. We talked about this on the After Story podcast, but we got a gaming YouTube channel. that just dropped some content today. I just recorded some more content for there right now. Right now, it's just a couple of is it worth it videos for MMOs. So if you're in the MMOs, check out that. The channel is Mike. It's not Mike Check. I'm tripping. Is youtube.com/respect games. That's RESPEC games GAMES. Check us out there. It's a brand new YouTube channel, so we'd appreciate your sub over there if you can. More gaming content from literally both me, Tell, and all my gaming homies. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So make sure y'all check that out. But yeah, I've been relaxing. I think I might stream again soon. In a couple of weeks, I think a new class on BDO come out. So that'll be the perfect time to go back to that.
Yeah, they did just announce a class for BDO Mobile, but I don't know if that timeline is the same. So
again, a little sidetrack, but for those of you that don't know, BDO is an MMO I stream a lot of, or did stream a lot of. And what it did is they released something called a twin classes. So it's a class called Wusa and her twin sister Megu. So they're both twins, and they released one on mobile last month, and they released one on the PC version last month as well. So what they're doing now is they're releasing the other twin on each other console, if that makes sense. So Wusa came to PC first, Megu came to mobile. Now they're releasing Megu on PC and putting Wusa on mobile. So
it's smart though.
It's genius. It's absolutely genius. So that's what's going on there. But yeah, I'm picking up the stream soon. Twitch.tv/PoloBornFly. Follow me there. A lot of anime, man. About 30 something anime we've watched. Again, if we ain't do it, who will? You know what I mean?
I swear, I saw somebody just say, was it Shogo High? Johnny gave us a shout out. He was saying, hey, if you need to hear about the anime that not everybody is watching, but you want the breakdown on it, go to Mike Check Waifu. And we appreciate y'all over
Definitely.
at Shogo High every single time.
Love them.
Y'all give us so much love. And y'all know what we do. Yeah, we
appreciate it because not a lot of people can do it. So to be honest, we figured if we can, we tried our best to give y'all something to watch every week, and find some stuff that you will enjoy. I got some stuff to talk about here that I just was like kind of blown away by, and it's so crazy because it's all extremely simple, right? Like it's extremely simple concepts that you obviously have seen before. I mean, especially us, like we watched hundreds and hundreds of anime. So like we've seen every single trope there is, but some of them are doing them so different this season and so well that I just can't help but to want to discuss it. But tell first and foremost, episode of the week.
So episode of the week this week for me was relatively easy. I went with Sugar Apple Fairy Tale.
Okay. I'm glad you didn't choose one out of Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. What's that about?
All right, so Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. The first episode struck me as like a slice of life anime. Basically, it's about a little girl who a little girl is our main protagonist. She grows up pretty quickly after that. She's 15, I think, in the second episode. But basically, what happens is we start off with an explanation as to what this what's called silver sugar is. Basically, it's a world of humans and fairies. What ends up happening is like the humans overrun the fairies because they're scared of the fairies. Fairies got too much power, so they start killing and taking over the fairies, enslaving them, that kind of stuff. Basically, we find out that the fairies' wings are like their heart, so that's how they enslave the fairies. Essentially, this little girl wants to become a candy maker like her mother. Her mother believed in essentially letting the fairies be who they want to be. And live freely amongst humans because that's essentially how it is. But she wants to find and become this silver sugar candy maker because it's a belief in their world that once a year when someone dies, because their mother just died a month ago, that basically if you give them or give a tribute of this sugar candy, that their souls go to heaven. Basically, that's all it is. It's like a fairy tale about how to get her mother's soul to heaven, and it's like a nice tribute to that. But
interesting.
Also, I shared a picture on Twitter. I'm not sure if anybody's seen it because I know how the algorithm is shaking shit up right now. But
yeah, very much so.
The main male protagonist looks like what Kirito wished he looked like in Alfheim. So it's kind of funny, but visually, I love the art style of it. The world is actually kind of cool. The fairies do remind me of black people, especially the main fairy. Oh, no. I'm just like, come on, bro. But it's actually extremely it's wholesome, but it's like in these episodes you get a nice mix of almost what feels like I said a slice of life, just regular anime. Like you don't they just chilling, they hanging out, and then you get a little bit of action. Well, the second episode we got action we hadn't got before, but the art style and the motion of it is really nice. The second episode is what gave me the I wanted to give it episode of the week for.
Interesting. Okay. So I'm going to cheat a little bit with the episode of the week, if you don't mind.
Do your thing, brother.
So, this is how I cheat with the episode of the week because I always get on tail for choosing multiples of stuff, and I hate it. I hate when they do that. So I'm about to be a hypocrite. So it started off with my episode of the week being one that came out finally that we were kind of waiting on to come out. There's about 3 shows that we were waiting on to come out, but one that I was waiting on specifically is a slice of life called Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible. It came out early in the week. Finally, I watched it, fell in love with this show. Now, I'm gonna just talk about this show before I get into my actual episode of the week. Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible is the trope of the main character who's basically, his name is Junta. He's literally invisible. Like, he's not literally invisible. Let me rephrase that. He's invisible to normal people. For some reason, people just can't seem to notice him because he's just that plain. Like, just that plain. Like, it's so bad that teachers don't even, he has to go up to his teacher at the end of class to ask them the questions just so they make sure that they know he's there in class, even though he's never missed a day of school in his entire high school career or middle school. I can't remember which one they're in. And it's very interesting. He sits in the back of the class. Nobody recognizes him. He even goes to like the convenience store to buy some food. He puts the food on the table. The cashier looks up, don't see anybody there, but he's really standing right there in front of him. So it's literally like he's invisible for real, but he's actually not. Now you have this girl named Kubo who sits next to him in class. She's a very popular, very pretty girl who everybody seems to love and respects and notice. She's athletic. She's, good grades, et cetera, the usual trope. She obviously notice him constantly, and she, I guess you can call it, messes with him, but this isn't like Nagatoro messes with, like the bully style or Yuzuki-chan, the annoying style. It's the style of kind of cutesy. You can tell, and this is obvious, it's as plain as day, that and even in episode 1, which is the only episode that we have out right now, that she likes him in some way. And it's so fucking wholesome and so adorable that I just couldn't help but to fall in love with the show from the moment 1 of me watching it. It's really, really good. Really, really good. Because this guy's just like, okay, well, nobody notices me. So he just kind of panders around and move on with his life. He's a good character. He's just chilling, just minding his business. And here comes this girl. And it's just like, there's so many moments in the show where you're just like, oh, that was nice. Oh, that was nice of her. Oh, that was just nice. And it was just, I watched it with a smile on my face the entire time. Then, as I kept watching, anime. Saturday came. Saturday, if you're an anime watcher of this winter season, you know Saturdays are crazy. Use AniList. I'm telling you, it helps a lot. But Saturday, I looked at my AniList and saw about 9 or 10 episodes of stuff, of shows populate on my AniList. I'm like, oh shit. So I started watching stuff until I finally got to my actual episode of the week, which is The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten.
Yeah. Hey, hear me out. Yes. I can agree with that for sure.
Banger. It's already probably 2 of my favorite characters of the entire season so far in general, period. Both the angel and our main guy are incredible characters. Like, I absolutely love these first 2 episodes. More than I thought I would, but it's really, really fucking good. So that's my actual episode of the week. Long story short.
Are we gonna have to slide The Angel Next Door into spoiler talk? Because
interesting.
I do have to say, it's something about that anime I just love.
Dude, yeah, we're gonna have to slide into spoiler talk. Let's transition. What is going to be the spoiler talk of the new winter season? We still got My Hero.
Mm-hmm.
My Hero could still be it. Because ironically, and this is unironic, is that the word? Is that the way I want to use it? Unironically or ironically, whatever. This episode of My Hero was my absolute favorite. The entire
My
season
Hero
of the entire season, this was my absolute favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very interesting to even think about. But I really, really, really do want to say that this is my favorite episode. I don't know why, or do I? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I don't know. It was just, for me, that episode was so good. It was so good. So well paced. Obvious, we'll talk about that later. That's going to be spoiler talk. So My Hero, for real.
All right.
And then maybe, The Angel Next Door spoils me riding.
Yeah, I'm down with that, and we'll just find one more. Maybe Misfit Demon King.
Yes, Montel. Yes. Misfit Demon King was really good. I will say this: it's a lot of fucking dialogue in Misfit Demon King. A lot of dialogue.
I don't know. I felt like it wasn't enough dialogue.
No, it was too much. That shit was too much.
Was it?
Not in a bad way.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't feel like it was too much. I really enjoyed all the dialogue, but yeah, I'll go. Let's talk about it when we get to spoiler talk.
Let's do that. Okay. So what I did was I solicited some questions, not really questions, but I asked a question on Twitter. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Mike Check Waifu. Shows you guys are excited for. What what do you look forward to every week? Till also asked basically the same question on Instagram. You said you got a couple of answers there.
Yeah, I got about 3 answers.
Talk to me.
So I asked this question, recording day. I asked, first of all, episode of the week. Mm-hmm. Rob J said Angel Next Door. Huey TJ said episode of the week was My Hero Academia. Mm-hmm. But y'all know our boy J. Lee Trey said his most excited ones were Tomo-chan is a Girl, The Ice Guy and His Female Colleague, Vinland Saga Season 2, Bungo Stray Dogs, Way of the House Husband, Blue Lock, My Hero Academia Season 6 Part 2, and Revengers. Good hits and good starts.
Mine is Blue Lock. That was almost flawless.
Jay Lee been rocking with Blue Lock.
Sure.
And I ain't mad at him. You like what you like. Yeah. But his a lot of this is on point. The Way of the House Husband, I've already watched it. Great slice of life. I've read it too, but it's a truly funny slice of life. So that's one of the ones in here I think is slept on. Well, probably not for our timeline, but it's a real good one.
Yeah, Huey TJ got the shows he excited for here and the ones he's kind of interested in, which is awesome. Huey TJ, shout out to you. We appreciate you for rocking with us as always, brother. He says shows I'm excited for: My Hero, because he's a manga reader, Revenger, Buddy Daddies, Vinland Saga, and Blue Lock. Outside of Blue Lock, that's almost flawless too. And I don't know, I haven't seen Buddy Daddies yet. Kind of interested in Spy Classroom. Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible. Watch it, Huey TJ, if you haven't yet. It's adorable. I think you'll like it. High Card. I keep hearing High Card. I keep forgetting to watch it. That's one that I missed that I regret missing.
I watched it. I'll talk about it a little bit.
Okay. Tomo-chan is a Girl. That's one I want to give a shout out to because I like that one. And The Ice Guy and his cool female colleague. Love that one. And last but not least, he tops it off with I Want an Isekai. Bruh, you got plenty to choose from.
It's what is it? A plethora. Onslaught. A plethora.
I will say this: avoid the handyman one. Avoid the handyman one because it's, again, as I said last week, it's just a structured amount of short stories that. And when I say short stories, it's not like Comey Can't Communicate, Huey TJ. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but It's not like Komi Can't Communicate, where it's broken up into maybe 2 or 3 halves, and they're all kind of like, it's all a coherent story. It's like 7 or 8 different mini stories. So they're like 3 to 4 minutes each, and they just jump around, and it's fucking annoying. It gets so annoying, dude. But I mean, if you haven't seen By the Grace of God, season 2 is out right now. That's really good. And chilling in my 30s. Getting after getting fired from Demon Kings. That's not isekai. Wait a minute. Let's see. Oh, farming life in another world. I think you'll like that one too. I'm enjoying that one a lot. Let's see. Let's find somebody else.
And it's also, if you like isekai, what is it called? It's one that I'm watching that's actually pretty solid. It's the Genius Girl Reborn in Another World. That one is actually pretty solid on point. It's an isekai. She doesn't quite know, at least as far as we know, that she's been reborn in another world, but that's actually a pretty good one as well.
Oh, interesting. Okay. There you go. Let's holla at where Matt beat. Where Matt beat. Wait a minute. He says, I'm looking forward to Buddy Daddies. This little is messing. I'm assuming he means this little one is messing up the whole operation they got going. And he says, and chilling in my 30s. The 2 very solid episodes so far. It's funny to see the demon general struggle without Dario. Yeah, indeed. Spoiler for, it's fine. Y'all will be all right. It's not that bad. It really is. It really is a hilarious show. It's really a good one. And then I want to slide into the final one, which is then leading to a conversation that Tel can have here for you guys. But can Tel give an update on Gundam Wish from Mercury now that season 1 is over? And he says also this season has a lot of great surprises. Even now, still discovering new stuff like campfire cooking. Campfire cooking is one of the new ones. We'll talk about that a little bit later. The Fire Hunter, Kana and the Great Snow Sea, and High Card. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that campfire cooking.
Okay.
But Tel, give us an update on the Wish from Mercury. How you feeling about it?
So Wish from Mercury, a very, very, very good ending episode. I thought it was amazing. They definitely stepped the animation up. But let's say if we're going to talk about how they brought this part of the anime to an end, it was a great close. I hate cliffhangers, but it's one of those things that's like, the way this episode ended, the cliffhanger was perfect. Slight spoiler alert. To me, the ending showed a different aspect of the Gundam curse, because if you pilot a Gundam, people have to die, right? I mean, any weapon in general, they're going to die. But it to me, it showed the mentality of not only someone who's being, we call her the gaslighting queen, her mother. She's essentially being gaslit by her mother and led into thinking that she has to defend all these people or everyone's going to die, which is somewhat true. But she ends up pushing her daughter into killing people. And then she not thinking that what she's doing is honorable and good. She's kind of smiling through all of it it's like, because you would think of a child who was told to slaughter and kill people and thinks they're doing the absolute best thing, gets out and it's like, I saved all my friends, with a smile on her face. And like, how could you smile after, killing somebody like that? That was gruesome. Beautiful ending though. Everything about it was on point. The pacing was fire, animation fire, sound design fire. And the conclusion to a lot of these characters that if you've watched the series, or this part of the series, you have grown in love within these 12 episodes. Fire. So yeah, I loved it. Excited for part 2 to see what really happens. This is probably one of my favorite conclusions to a Gundam season in a while.
Interesting. Yeah, because y'all know I ain't gonna watch it, so I'm glad to did.
I got you, bro.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Really good to hear that. Let's talk about some of the new ones that dropped that finally released after the break. So a couple of new ones that dropped, including Vinland Saga Season 2. Very, very sick episode. And by sick, I mean like actually sick. Like not even good sick, but like sick. Because it had mostly to do with slavery, the slavery of the Viking times, which is always interesting to see. And seeing how it's portrayed and written, I really do like the way they portray this little short story, though. It was very interesting to see, just a little different side of it. It was one of the ones that came back this season without needing to really remind us what's actually going on, because it's kind of mysterious. Like, I like this mysterious aspect of, like, how the hell, and this is spoilers for season 2, episode 1 of Vinland Saga. So if you haven't watched season 1, this would be a spoiler to you, but how the hell did Thorfinn get to where he is? But we didn't figure it out until the end of the episode, because they had this little anthology like story of this guy who became a slave after his village was ransacked and pillaged by Vikings. And it was so fucking dope. It was so dope the way they told that story. Vinland Saga was pretty good. It just came out. It's like, you know what it reminded me of?
What's up?
Horizon.
Yep.
But what I mean by that,
I know what you mean.
You already know what I mean. Which, for those of you that don't know, Horizon Zero Dawn came out on PlayStation 4 right before Breath of the Wild, Zelda Breath of the Wild. So Horizon Zero Dawn was a pretty good game, but it came out with one of the best games that year came out, which was Zelda Breath of the Wild. So during the Game Awards, it won it didn't win any awards that it was nominated for, because Breath of the Wild took it. Everybody forgot that Zero Dawn even existed, because Breath of the Wild came out right after, like literally days after. And then you had Horizon, the second game, which was Forbidden West, came out right before Elden Ring came out. And Elden Ring fucking blew the internet apart. So, like, everybody forgot about Horizon Forbidden West. But that's what Vinland Saga is to me, because when Vinland Saga came out, we had Vivi, Fluoride Song. We had 86. What else did we have when Vinland Saga season 1 came out?
I thought Vinland Saga came out before that. I thought Vinland Saga season 1 came out with like Fire Force stuff like that.
Was it?
I thought it came out with. I thought it came out with Fire Force, Dr. Stone.
That's crazy, because that's
other stuff we were definitely watching more than that.
It was so forgettable. No, it was Astro Lost in Space. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because we were not going to watch Vinland Saga with not as hard as Astro Lost in Space.
That's right. That's correct, because it was 2019 of summer.
And not to take anything away from Vinland Saga, because I think that they did a great job with the character development.
And that was Fire Force, you're right.
In that story. It just came out with some stuff that we had to show love for.
Yeah. And that was 2019. So that was when the show first started. Right. And we prided ourselves, to finding ones that we know that everybody's not watching. While we did enjoy Vinland Saga and we talked about Vinland Saga, we like, yo, this Astro Lost in Space is the shit. Yo, this Fire Force is crazy. Yo, I forgot what else came out in 2019 in summer, but now I really want to look that up. Vinland Saga, it's My Hero season 2. Yikes.
I mean, that was a good season. That was before the season started to fall off. Oh, season 4?
Nah, season 4.
Oh, I thought you said season 2. My bad.
No, I did on accident. Yeah, Astro Lost in Space. Damn, we had actually wasn't that much.
Maybe
Demon Lord retrial.
So, you know, we didn't watch that until that season was over.
That's true. That's valid. That wasn't one of the ongoing ones we had. That's insane. But yeah, interesting enough, man. I still like Vinland Saga though. It's real good.
And I am excited for his return, because the way this beginning episode went off,
yeah,
it did give us, like I said, they continue to give us really good storytelling. I think the characters monologues and their monologues really always good. Really good. And visually, it is still relatively pleasing. It's good. So you know, Mappa has dropped the ball 1 or 2 times, but they ain't never dropped it like what was it? What did Mappa make that we didn't like?
Attack on Titan.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I prefer the original animation in Vinland Saga over the Mappa. The new Mappa look always felt so thick, I guess. for lack of
Too
a
heavy
better
on the
word.
lines.
Maybe it's too heavy on the lines, but just everything looks boxier and just like thick. Villain Saga season 1 was done by Wit Studio, and Wit Studio did, I think personally, a way better job on environments. That it's beautiful, like absolutely beautiful with what Wit does with environments. And then even the characters didn't feel as I don't know, square, Robloxy to me. I feel like everybody in Mappa's animation look kind of square.
As you said that, I'm literally thinking about that snow scene,
Bruh.
and I'm just like, that snow and those trees were beautiful,
Gorgeous, man. I don't know, man. Maybe we'll have to rank our favorite studios and find out what's where. But that'd be a fun episode.
I like that.
You know, we'll probably do that maybe next week, because the week after that is going to be elimination time to figure out what shows is staying and what shows is going. But yeah, I like that. Yeah, next week we're gonna talk animation or our favorite studios. What's up?
Kinda. Are we still talking about the new stuff, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's Kana of the Great Snow Sea. Another new one that just came out. First episode. New episode comes out.
So before you get to that, I saw 100% CGI. When I saw that in the description, I ignored it. I completely said, "Fuck this show. I'm not watching it." Does it look good?
Visually, it's not my favorite.
Okay. With an average score of 63, so I probably won't watch it.
Visually, it is not my favorite. Is it interesting? It's like a post-apocalyptic world where they live on this outer layer of this planet that keeps getting holes blown into it, and there's these like insects that are repairing these holes so that essentially they don't get drawn in and killed by what's going on this planet. I do want to see where it goes. There's a lot of worry about where our main character is going to do when the older people die, that kind of stuff. I do want to see where it goes. I'm gonna be real though. I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna stick with it. Just to be completely honest, because I did pick it up because I saw the father of Vash picked it up over at Dad's Need to Talk podcast. It is cool. If they don't do something that really draws me in, I'm not sure yet though. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's not looking good as far as the anime ratings go and like reviews and stuff. But again, I don't really pay too much attention to those. I always like to get an initial look at that. But then I look at the categories, and like the categories say that when they said 100% CGI, I'm like, yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. Another new one that is it. Oh yeah. Another new one that came out was actually The Fruit of Evolution season 2. Boy, this one is a guilty pleasure. It has to be, because it's not good. I think I said this for season 1. It's not a good show, but it's funny. You know what I mean? It's kind of yeah. It's slapstick. It's just slapstick comedy that's just kind of silly. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I wouldn't recommend it at all. So I'm not gonna go too much into it. But it's season 2, and it's gonna be watched by me because it's sort of kind of like a comfort food, I guess. But yeah. Okay.
We all have our comfort.
Exactly. And then finally, the final new thing, at least for me, I don't know about you, but for me was Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill. Did you watch this one?
I didn't watch that one yet. I do have it on my plan to watch, but I watched one that you didn't watch.
You going okay? So you got one more after this one, then? Mm-hmm. Cool. You gonna like this one though? Really, really good. Okay, so this guy, normal business guy, let's start here. These students get transported to another world. These 4 students. No, it's 3 students. It's a guy and 2 girls. They get transported to another world, and they're brought into another world from a hero summon. Typical isekai, right? Mm-hmm. This is also something you can pick up, Hugh and TJ. But typical isekai, they get picked up. They hold this mirror up to like one of the guys. The guy is like, "Oh, you're the hero. You're the hero capable of wielding the hero sword." And they go over to the girl. "Oh, you're the mage that's capable of wielding hero magic. Oh, you're the cleric that's capable of wielding healing magic." Did I say that already?
Mm-hmm.
Mage is fire magic and then healing magic. So basically, it's this little party that gets brought. Look behind the students. There is this regular guy in a business suit, about 30 years old, with his bag. He was accidentally summoned to this world too. They hold the mirror up to him, the salary man. Okay, they hold the mirror up to him, and it says his skill is online grocery, and that's it. So he gets transported to this world. His skill is online grocery. The king says, "You know what? Okay, we're gonna keep the students here. We're gonna train them up. Here's some gold. We didn't mean to do this. We're sorry. Go." So they give him like 20 gold to give him basically hush money for him to not talk about him being summoned here. And this is how shit ensues. He goes to like different places, get clothes to matches, because he comes in a full business suit, and this is like medieval time. So these people looking at him like they're crazy,
right?
So he changes clothes and he goes into an inn with his gold and trying to figure out how this world works. And he's experimenting. He's like, okay, so like, what am I going to do now? Okay, he opens up this menu and he looks at the skill that says. He summons the skill online grocery, and it brings up it brings up a web page of the modern day grocery store. Okay. Basically what he does is he puts one of the medieval coins into this little slot on this web page, and it basically gives him the food from his world to now this medieval time. And he basically uses that skill to help cook some good stuff for this party, in which some other stuff ensues. I'm not going to go into too deep of a spoiler because what actually happens is very interesting. So check that out. It's very good show. Very, very good show. Very silly. Nice, likable main character so far. And I'm looking forward to seeing where the hell this is going to go.
I was going to ask.
And it's done by Mappa, which is strangely enough. It looks good.
I need it and I was going to ask, how did he get transported to another world? And his skill is grocery shopping, online grocery shopping. Yeah. Because I was gonna be like, bro, do they have internet there? Like, are we in a world where there's internet, but they still use the magic and stuff? I need to know,
bro. It's actually a little gem. This one is pretty good too. I'm not gonna lie. It had me captivated. It's like, what the fuck? Because the thing that happens is like, yo, nah, this is about to be crazy. This is about to be crazy.
I love it. I already love it.
That's the kind of attitude you get towards it when you're watching it. Like, oh shit, something crazy about to happen with this now. It's shocking that how the fuck did Mappa do this? Vinland Saga, fucking everything else they got going on. Chainsaw Man just happens to do this random isekai. Very interesting stuff. 74 on Annie list. So rated pretty high.
So, hear me out.
Talk to me.
I'm about to talk about High Card.
Okay. Yes, I need to watch this. I'm not watching now.
Hear me out. And Polo, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't necessarily think you're gonna like it.
Interesting.
It's and you might like it because you liked what was it called? K Project.
Yeah, I love K Project. Yes. Are you talking about Kakaguri? I think it's called.
Yeah, it has that kind of vibe.
Is that what
not
you meant?
Kakaguri. No. It's like an action anime, like where they all have like their own kind of powers and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
But it reminds me of K Project, with like a spin, right? The spin is that, and this is without going into too much spoilers, but you'll see it. This is the first episode, so it is what it is. Not everybody, but there are a certain amount of cards. We don't know how many cards are officially out there yet, but it's called High Card because these gambling cards all have powers, right? Guy has a 10 of clubs, but our guy has a 2 of spades. if you know how to play like, spades or other games, a 2 is a really good card in a lot of scenarios. Especially if you're trying to get to 21 or whatever. But basically, the premise of it is that a lot of these people are gamblers. The cards will do different to give you different effects. One guy, his card gave him luck, right? Where you could literally not cause any harm to him whatsoever. Didn't matter what you did, what you tried to do, you couldn't cause any harm to him. Now you can cause harm to his family, but his physical presence, didn't matter what you wanted to try, shoot him, anything, it always worked in his favor. He had to sacrifice his card just because he didn't want to get his family hurt. But it's just like the concept is really interesting. We just have to see how they play on it. Because the characters and the characters might be better going forward, but our main character, to me, they didn't give us enough time to really understand him or get an idea of who he is, and we might get more of that in the next episode. Because it seems like they're gonna give us introductions to like what this actually is, like more actual details. I'm gonna say at least watch like the first 3 episodes, because that's at least what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna stick with it because it kind of has like that meathead action feel.
Oh God, that's why you said I won't like it.
No, it's not just that though. I just don't know where the substance is yet. Is what is my thing.
I see.
I'm not sure if the characters are even going to be likable or if it's just going to be battle of the week shonen kind of vibe.
Got it.
Art style. When I say mad decent, this is the mad decent where I'm saying it's actually better than decent. It's mad decent. The only thing I didn't like was the CGI car chase. They made me think about the Fate movie and how good they did CGI car chases and how bad this one was.
So
but
my question, how was it animated? Other than the CGI car chase,
it's regular like 2D animation.
Yeah, but is it like solid?
Yeah, the actual characters themselves and like the environment when it's not CGI was great. The only CGI that I really saw that bothered me was the vehicles. Other than that, like the animation was actually pretty clean, flawless, decent frame rate, no messy areas.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it now, and the studio that did it is like a support studio. The studio had one other anime that they've done, but they mostly just work on support stuff. So like their studio Hibari, they supported Classroom of the Elite. They supported a bunch of Bakugans, A Boy Loves movie. They supported like they support a bunch of typical like shonen action shoujo shit.
So the CGI, I can definitely see they supported Bakugan because the cars look like fucking Bakugan, and I hate Bakugan CGI so much. But
and Tekken Bloodline too, by the way.
Well, Tekken Bloodlines wasn't that bad. It just was super sharp. But that's the style that we're going for. What I did love about it though, outside of like what seemed to be like an interesting like plot device, like with the power system seems interesting. The sound design in this first episode was beautiful, Polo. It was beautiful. I loved the music. It had like, because they were in a casino, and it really made me feel like I was at a casino and listening to that music. The colors were on point. They were like vibrant when they need to be vibrant, dark and sketchy when they need to be dark and sketchy. So they really nailed that part of it extremely on point. It was just like the CGI was the only part that was like, this is kind of dookie water.
Yeah, so episode 2 comes out by the time y'all are hearing this. We only got episode 1. Episode 2 comes out in apparently 4 hours, and we're recording at 1 a.m. On Sunday. But yeah, it's been pretty cool. It's been a pretty great winter so far. I will say this though, nothing so far for me has topped The Angel Next Door. Even another one of my favorites, By the Grace of Gods 2, has been really good. Spy Classroom. Did you watch that yet?
I did watch Spy Classroom.
What did you think?
I preferred not Classroom Elite. I prefer Assassination Classroom's intro better, but I like how they kind of got active with like episode 2.
Yes.
To me, that felt like a very, very nice placement for let's actually get into it kind of thing.
I agree.
I really enjoyed that.
I agree. I did see Rob J say he didn't like that pacing, but I think he's bugging because it was perfect. Because I'm glad that we didn't get that same try to stop me kind of shit. Like we're into shit now. We're partially into some shit to help them get to the next level, and it's to help them get to the next level. I think that's fire.
And that's what intrigued me was not just that gets to the next level part, but the explanation of this has been attempted before.
Yep. And
I was part of that group and it failed, but I just didn't show up to that part. But it, that was hard. I like that.
Yep. Everything about it. Like it gave you more attachment to the teacher, help you get to know the girls a bit better. And I feel confident that it's going to continue to pop off. So.
And remember, Polo and I don't talk about anime before we start recording.
Not at all.
We had no idea that I actually enjoyed episode 2 and he was going to be on the same page.
Which is crazy because I was expecting you to probably like both episodes though, because I kind of know you a little bit. But no, it's I liked it a lot actually. I definitely did. I thought it was funny enough, well paced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With that being said, man, let's go ahead and roll into the recommendation roulette. It's my turn to roll a number, so let's do that really quick. 2007.
2000.
Isn't that what we do?
Yeah. Go ahead. My bad.
2020.
Goodness gracious.
We've been getting modern years lately like crazy. 2020 recommendation. Obviously, it's going to be a non-popular one.
It won't be Gleipnir or Akudama Drive.
Definitely won't be either one of those terrible twos. All right, I'm gonna go with Tonikawa Over the Moon for you. I've talked about this plenty of times before. Tonikawa had one of my favorite intros of that year, 2022 or 2020. Studio 7 arcs. 7 arcs. I don't think I've heard of outside of Tonikawa Over the Moon, but they apparently did quite a few things that I want to check out. Yeah, quite a few slice of life actually, and a bunch of magical girl stuff. Interestingly enough. Oh, and they also did Blue Period.
That was that's a banger.
That's a banger for sure.
Too.
Yeah. What you got?
My recommendation is, and I actually watched this one, binged it in a day for podcast 3-episode rule. Somali and the Forest Spirit.
Okay.
Yep.
I do remember you talking about that.
Yeah, pretty solid one. I actually did not watch it when it released. It was like shortly after. But yeah, definitely worth the watch.
Cool. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Oh, shit. Can I change mine?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead. Let me.
I don't want to anyway. Because we've been getting the same years lately, so I gotta save it.
Gotta save it.
Yep. I gotta save it for the next time we get 20.
Hey, look, I am not gonna lie. This recommendation roulette had made me go back and pick up stuff because I want to make sure I got something in the chamber for these years, bro.
Yes. I mean, luckily enough, I've watched a lot of shit throughout the past year, so I'm kind of good there on that. But yeah, many different genres. Or Suki OV, I'm sure is pretty much hilarious. Yeah. All right, we'll be right back. We're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna spoil My Hero, the most recent episode, Angel Next Door, and as well as what was the third thing? I forgot already.
Misfit Demon King.
Misfit Demon King Academy. We'll be right back after these. welcome Black to episode 187 of Mic Check Waifu Waifu. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Mic Check Waifu Waifu, on TikTok at Mic Check Waifu Waifu, and on Twitter at Mic Check Waifu. Just one waifu there. We are back to spoil my hero, man. Let's do that, shall we? We're going to spoil episode 15 of My Hero Academia. Yeah, like I said, this was my favorite episode of the season so far. A lot of good episodes this season, and this being my favorite doesn't take away the fact that all of the rest of this season has been really, really good. But for some reason, and I can't tell you why, I don't think this one was extremely, extremely good. What was it? Maybe it was the repercussions and consequences of everything that happened and went on. I will say this: I still hate All for One though. Mm-hmm. Like, he's still a terrible villain. But for some reason, I really enjoy what he did. You know what I mean? Like, going there and like, I'm not gonna give him a chance to rest. I'm even going to blow this motherfucker up.
I'm a demon today and every day.
Yeah, and blow that motherfucker up. He did. He definitely blew that motherfucker up by going to different prisons, including the prison where he's being held, and freeing everyone. It's going to, after the heroes just literally risk their fucking lives to stop the League of the League of Villains, whatever you want to call them, the Liberation Front or whatever. After they got their asses beat in no time to recover whatsoever, now the world is filled with villains from, well, not the world, but Japan is filled with the villains from 9 prisons. Like, how fucking insane is that to have to deal with? And one of those prisons being the max security prison, by the way.
I feel like the way this episode steps into the darkness, right?
Sure.
This was a direct step into, this is the descent of Japan, essentially. This is where the villains finally get their moment to say, we ride, we out. And this is what we about to do. And I do think that it was nice not to necessarily see that action, but to see that, like you said, that consequence, that the weight of that specific situation. Mm-hmm. Because yes, the heroes did their thing. Technically, the heroes made the villains retreat, but also the heroes did not get, not without loss, because we definitely saw a lot of loss. We did see that some people didn't die, but we definitely saw that, some people did die. Some bodies were caught. So that happened, but not only were some bodies caught, no one, I feel like really only one major villain passed, right? And that was twice because of what his actual quirk was. Other than that, no real villains of consequence or substantial worth died. And now they just let out more villains, some of which we haven't even seen before. It literally just shows you what might be shaking up in the world.
Yeah, and they don't have an All Might right now.
They don't have an All Might right now.
They don't even have an Endeavor. So
they don't have a Hawks.
They don't have a Hawks. They don't have a fucking bunny chick that everybody cosplay with arms and legs. The
laser dude got body bagged. Tsukiyomi, the tree dude. Yeah. Midnight.
Best Jean is gonna have to recover. Yeah,
it's looking real grim for even the top 10 heroes.
Yep. So when you think about it, they're fucked, if you will.
It's looking real dirty and grimy for them.
Yeah, I love it though. I love it. It was so well paced, so beautifully directed. Actually, like, the direction of this shit was so well done. From the moment even when Shigaraki was fighting with All for One, like, yo, give me back my body, that shit was lit. I just love the way this episode felt. And you felt the consequences. And it was as much as I hate All for One, it was a genius move to move the way he moved. using no moves, which never get tired. They don't have to eat dinner ever. So it's like, why not? Everybody else is down. Who's going to come stop us? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing you could do to stop them. And it's genius. It's an absolute genius episode. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Definitely my favorite of the season so far.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't have a choice but to wait. Now, I mean, I guess we don't have to go into too much because, like, that's really all that happened, right? It was a lot of just like
outside
dialogue
of and
and basic progress, right?
Yep.
So what's your gut check? What do you think is coming to Japan?
I don't know. Obviously, it's going to be what I'm looking forward to mostly seeing is Todoroki seeing it. Obviously, it's probably his mom. So just seeing his mom pull up on him, I need to know what that's going to be like. Because that's just the moment I saw that. I think that's when it became my favorite episode, was when she strolled in or whatever. Because
beautiful.
It's like bittersweetly beautiful. Because now I got a feeling she's gonna be like, I'm okay, you know. Now that I know that Toya is alive or whatever, you do what you got to do. That's what I want to happen. Probably not, but that's what I want to happen. But it just feels the importance of his mom coming in there. It just feels good. Even in these dark circumstances, she was the light in the darkness, I guess. The ice to the fire that was set, you know.
Yep.
So I did enjoy that, but I'm looking forward to what's going to happen next. I don't really like to do gut checks again because, like I said, you already know, so it's boring.
Yeah,
it's no fun.
I would tell you, and I'm not doing a gut check. I'm just saying, I would really like some downtime, actually.
Yes. I want some comedy beats, bro. That 25-second comedy beat we got with Bakugo leaving his hospital bed. I'm like, man, I needed that brevity. I need more.
And I don't have a problem with constant heat, right? Like,
sure.
I don't have a problem with that, but I would like low key, and I know it sounds crazy because we for this anime we have literally been like, this is stupid for them to do certain stuff like this, but
sure,
cool us down a bit, bro.
Now would be the time.
Now would be the time to slow us down, even if it's just like an episode.
Yes,
slow us down for an episode and then get back to the chaos, because like I need to breathe. I need to.
And the thing is yes, we always do complain about My Hero and its pacing, right? It's okay for you to have downtime, but like we don't never get mad about downtime. Look, Tail starting to love slice of life. I always love slice of life. Like that's all slice of life is downtime mostly. So we can advocate for some slow time, and as long as it's put in the right place and paced well, we'll be okay with it. But this time we haven't had that. It's just like, okay, I gotta go in and watch My Hero. I gotta crack my neck and my knuckles and shit. And I'm like, okay, I know it's gonna be some shit.
And we're not saying that was bad. Like,
no, not at all.
We were very pleased with what was happening. It's
absolutely.
Just, it's almost like you've been racing all day.
Yes, bro. Sprinting 24 miles or something.
Let me take these shoes off or something. let me sit back for a minute before we get back to the BS.
I need to relax, man. Yeah, that's true. This is big true. But good stuff, man. I'm looking forward to more. Just please, I do want a break. Give me a filler episode.
They can give it. They can do that. They got
at this
time.
point, give me a fucking filler. Pull me back. Pull me out of the darkness.
It's dark as fuck out there right now.
It's dark as fuck, bro. It's probably gonna get even darker, man.
Let's talk about some light, man. What about this angel, bro?
Oh my god. Okay, now I got a feeling you're gonna say the same thing I'm gonna say, but it's something about these two characters that are absolutely perfect.
I'm gonna tell you
characters. Talk to me.
I'm gonna tell you what it is, right? I think that what makes these two characters perfect is that she is clearly the angel, right? She's the angel next door.
Yeah, of course.
But let's also just say, fuck it. bro is also the angel next door too. Like, and I think that's what makes them so perfect, because it's like, while they have their differing like personalities and everything like that, they are both completely likable. They are both entirely likable characters. They said the angel next door. Which one is the angel next door, bro? Because we know she's the angel. We know, and I'm giving you air quotes, we know she's the angel. But who's the angel? Because they're both kind of spoiling each other. They're both the angel.
Interesting, bro. You just dropped a fucking bar. You just dropped a big bar, because they both are the angels to each other. Because you think about it, she's spoiling him riding with feeding him food and stuff like that, and he's spoiling her riding with making sure she's okay when she hurts her ankle, or
the umbrella
like a guardian angel would. Holy fuck! What a bar, bro. Now I'm blown back.
I'm in my slice of life bag.
You are. It's crazy because you're absolutely right. Like, they're both the angel next door spoils me riding. It's no one or the other kind of shit. And what I like about it is he's literally the perfect school protagonist for something like this. He's chill. He doesn't overthink and overcomplicate things. He's not a nervous, irritating wreck. He understands,
exactly.
And he's literally, the things that's going on, like, okay, I can't like this girl. She's just not my type. Everybody likes this girl. And I feel that. I fucking feel that, bro. He's
not overconfident. He's not underconfident. He doesn't overstep bounds. He doesn't understep bounds. Yep. He is doing what he said he was going to do. He is also doing what he said he's not going to do.
Bro, these conversations that they have with each other are so perfect, because it's like, yo, he's like, well, you shouldn't do this because what if I'm dangerous? And she's like, well, if you were dangerous, then you would have been fawning over me like everybody else, and I wouldn't be here in the first fucking place. It's like,
I would have took my step back.
Yeah, it's just like, it's a back and forth between two titans, man. And I'm not talking about Attack on Titans. I'm talking about the metaphorical term Titan. And they're boxing, man. And it's really fucking good to see him slip. We already saw her pseudo slipping with her, you know, how she's blushing and shit. To see him finally start to slip too in like these 2 episodes. It's been great, man. It's been great. Genius move with what he did for her birthday. Like, I love that.
Like you said, that slip, to me, that was one of the most important parts, right? Because,
very natural too.
These characters, in terms of how they view each other, they don't view each other as each other's type, right? And technically, I mean, did she really say that he's not her type?
Correct. No, she did not.
But she said, I don't think I'm your type. Right? The cool aspect about this is the fact that it is portrayed in the sense of which, like, these characters are not necessarily compatible, but we see nothing but compatibility. We have seen nothing but greatness from them, because they don't have to talk in school, yet after school, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, every day, what is it? These characters are capable of hanging out. And I mean, for their dynamic, it works perfectly fine. Absolutely, they don't need anything more, anything less. And I feel like we don't have a choice but to see it progress, though, because this is one of those scenarios where we did not intend on liking each other, but we realized that this is what love is. This is what it is.
It just happens, man. What I love about it too is, and this is gonna sound crazy, but one of my favorite scenes in this entire show was when they were in the kitchen. He was doing the dishes and she was drying them. I'm like, this is the most perfect scene or shot you can see. Like, it's just a beautiful picture. And it's nothing happened. Nothing like romantic happened in that. But you don't think about that until you step back and look from a third person perspective of how perfect they look together. It's just an amazing show and a great storytelling so far. Like, she tried to save a cat from a tree, fucked up her ankle. He sees her sitting there and notices all these things, like, oh, okay, come on. Let's take care of this. And he takes care of her, bro. It's amazing. It's amazing.
And I could 100% be just like so in love with like the aspect of the romance in this anime, or the possibility of the romance in this anime, that I love the art style in terms of how the art actually puts these characters together.
Shout out to Project Now.
I'm telling you, bro, I love the art style. I feel like they've chosen like the perfect, like the softness to the colors. Like they're almost like pastel colors to fit these characters. I love this art so much, bro.
You know my favorite part?
What's up?
The fact that there's more to the angel than meets the eye. There's been hints. I don't really celebrate birthdays thing. I don't know how to receive presents, or every time something is mentioned with her parents or back home, or she gets a little cagey, or every time she's called an angel, she gets offended. It's like these characteristics of her shows that there's some deeper story to her that I can't wait to learn about.
And like you said, even with let's dive a little bit deeper. When they were talking about the gift, right? She said she wanted a whetstone.
Yeah.
Why do you want a whetstone? That's a completely odd gift for a high school student. Like a girl like you, that is a weird gift, bro. Like calm down, get something different. And she said, what did she say? She said, the rarer the better. You know, like this trait that I want, this is so rare, makes it even better for me. And it's like almost like she's intending and trying to stand out, while, you know, not necessarily trying to stand out. Like she has a reason for her to seem like more adult and grown than she is. So like you said, when you bring up the parents, maybe her parents ain't never home. Yeah,
she had to raise herself basically. And yeah, they even talked about her having to get good grades or else she's screwed. And same deal goes with him. He has to make sure he gets good grades. I think he's like pretty much normal. I think he lives a relatively normal life. His parents just get good grades and you can stay living on your own. But her, on the other hand, I think it's something more to her, and it feels like it's surrounded by a little bit of sadness.
She had to study a year in advance, you know. And I'm just throwing out little details, like
sure.
To study a year in advance, like I get it. Like a lot of people study stuff sooner than they needed to, but why is she doing it on top of everything else?
Exactly. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. That's what again makes it so good, because it's more than just a typical slice of life. Even though it has every single typical trope, there's more to it than that. And it's very, very, very intriguing. Great sleeper, Polo.
Great choice, bro. Great choice. My sleeper is good too.
Absolutely good. That most recent episode was fire. I'm sad we didn't get to talk about it. We might have to change that next week, depending on what happens in a day and 6 hours when that episode releases. And then let's go to last but not least, the Misfit Demon King Academy 2. Man, again, like I said, it wasn't a bad thing per se, but it is a lot of fucking dialogue. Like there's times where I'm like, shit.
The top bar and the bottom bar.
Yeah, top bar and bottom bar was going at the same time sometimes. And it was just a lot of shit that I felt like I was exercising reading it. But reading it, I'm like, oh, this is fucking fascinating, because the rules of everything is getting turned upside down for this. Because before he was basically doing whatever he could to stay hidden so he can figure out who this fake Demon King is. Now they pretty much got who the fake Demon King is, and now they trying to do everything to expose the fact that he is fake and that I'm the real one. So it's about to be a whole different dynamic. It's a whole fucking flop. North is south and south is north now with what is going on in his world. And I'm intrigued to see what the hell is going on between these childs of God.
And what I thought was interesting is the game itself, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I absolutely love how Anos thinks, because it's like the character himself is portrayed in such a omnipotent fashion, right? He's a demon king, right? he is not necessarily supposed to be on the level of a god, but he's Anos Voldigo. Y'all, let me look at the camera. He's Anos Voldigo. He is unfuckwittable, obviously.
Yeah.
He broke this game down. He told you, I don't need all those extra turns. Give me 9.
Yeah, speed this up.
He told dude, look, this game, you placed a false memory in your mind to beat me. So, bro, you can't beat me. I literally know that you put a false memory in your mind. You don't even know who it is. So why would it even matter? I'm like, Anos is a demon. I mean, obviously, but he's a demon. Like,
big time.
That it's the fact that he can see through all of that. He figured out the fact that you didn't really want to kill me. You wanted my subordinate more than anything.
Right. To weaken him in any kind of way.
Right. To do whatever you can. And the whole concept of how he breaks down everything has always been amazing. But this is just another show of force that's not a show of force. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is a show of mental fortitude and just genius. I really enjoy seeing Anos just talk through whatever he wants to talk through. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and even looking at the supporting cast, right? Like and I'm just gonna do a little gut check now. But the Childs of God, I think they're all the Childs of God. Every last one of them is the correct answer to that question that dude was asking in that game. In my personal opinion, that's what I think, and that goes to show how powerful they became. Like, you got the hero. I think the girl is the one, the girl that the hero is with. I think she has yet to awaken yet, but when she does, it's gonna be fucking insane. And then you got the other one that was a part of the other school from season 1 that ended up coming to the Demon School Academy. It's like, they're so powerful that it's fucking it's gonna be. It was so good to see them just work. Because at first, watching episode 1, you think, oh, they're in trouble. Nah. I know I did. I really did think they were in trouble. I can't even pretend like I didn't. Like, oh, this is how they started off? This is about to be crazy. I wonder who this big bad is. Nah. None of them stood a chance against any one of these motherfuckers.
And Misha, she was like, hold up.
Jesus Christ. A whole ice castle.
I made an ice castle before, but this is an ice coliseum. This is an ice planet, because you gonna have to hold this L.
Straight up froze her solid after that too, which is incredible, man. It's so good to see. But yeah, man, I mean, sliding into the gut check, I think they're all the Childs of God, and now they're part of the Demon King's tyranny house, whatever you want to call it. I'm not.
So hear me out. I'm not sure who the Child of God is, right? Because I thought they made like they intentionally show Misha as being like the Child of God, or overpower in that scenario. I think that it's gonna be something wild, and unhinged, almost like it's the Child of God might end up being like Anos himself.
That's what you want it to be.
It is kind of, but I just feel like, look at what he can do.
So the reincarnation of him is him being the Child of God?
No, it's him, like, because I think he knows that, yes, this is the power of the Demon King, but like, I think he's even made statements of like, before, back in my previous life, I would have never been able to do this. But now, with who I am now, I can do this. And I think that means that it doesn't necessarily mean he is the only child of God, like the Childs of God, like you said. I think that him and everyone that he has been working with, like you said, those people that they showed as his main like party, I think himself and them are all, like you said, the Childs of God, because it's the only thing that really almost makes sense to me, because Anos is like I said, unfuckwittable. There's hard to find something that matches him.
Right.
And his own subordinates are also now officially on a whole other level. Like even the people who have learned from Anos can't compete with them.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. What other explanation could it be? I think they made it intentional to the fact that when the guy answered the question of who's the child of God, it was multiple yeses. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't going to be a child. So with that being said, with it being multiple yeses, you have to assume that all four of the girls, four of the girls are it. I mean, that's the only. Again, maybe I'm Polo Damas or whatever again, and getting this shit right exactly. But I got a feeling that's what it is. I'm willing to stake my claim on that.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? What's gonna happen next though, man? What's gonna happen next?
All right, gut check. I think they gotta find the fake. They'll probably expose the fake next. Either expose or confront, right? Because they don't have to expose him to the entire world, right?
Yep.
But they can confront him and say like, boom, I just want you to step down. He's not gonna step down. He's not gonna be like, I'm Avos or whatever his fake name is. He's not gonna step down. Which is going to force Anos to do something in terms of like either stripping him of his power or, whatever he has to do. I think that's what's gonna happen next. They're gonna confront him. I don't think he's gonna be that powerful though.
Is Avos Shin? Shin being his old assistant? Could that be him?
I thought that
the old dude was.
Yeah.
I thought the old dude was somebody different though. And that's where I gets me confused because I thought that at first too, and then I thought, but wait, I don't think he's actually the reincarnation of Shin. I think Shin is somebody completely different, but I can't remember season 1 well enough to confirm or deny that. But I do feel like Shin might be Avos.
The one who was, yeah.
Were you talking about canon?
I'm thinking about the last guy from season 1. The main antagonist was the human, but he definitely wasn't the one pretending to be Avos. So I'm trying to. I don't.
So you remember
it's probably one of his subordinates, but they were probably covering up his name for some specific reason.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like this is my gut check, I guess. I'm thinking that Shin, which is the guy, the bodyguard that was bodyguarding that other lady for all those years, the god of the forest or whatever, he was bodyguarding her after Avos or Anos told him to. I think he became Avos. And he's still protecting her because that was his mission for the rest of his time, the rest of his days. So I'm going to assume that because they had to show that flashback of Shin for a reason.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that's who we're going to meet next episode. And we're going to find out that it's him. And it's like, look, I've been protecting, the god of the force or whatever that chick was this whole time as you instructed under this false name for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, and that would make sense in terms of like why Anos hasn't been pressed to actually find him specifically, more just like stake his claim and saying that's not the demon god or demon king.
Yep. So, but now we know that he has to expose himself, which is going to be fun to watch after watching Shadow. Shadow and Eminence and Shadow. Because now we just get to see him be powerful, you know what I'm saying, without bullshit. And this is kind of what we wanted, right? Like it's kind of exactly what we wanted. I'm blurry, I know. I just kind of slouched in my chair and the picture behind me took over.
Y'all got comfortable polo right now.
Yeah, I'm chilling. But man, it's been great so far. I'm glad it's back. I'm really shocked that it's back, but I'm glad it's back.
Man, look, hear me out. It got so much love, like way more love than we expected it to get.
Absolutely.
And I know we talked about this before, that his new voice I like his new voice, bro.
I love it. I do.
It's like a deeper, more
robust. Robust.
Yeah, it's like a deeper, more like overall just dominant voice. Like
dominant. That's a good one.
I'm Arnold's Vodigo versus I'm Arnold's Vodigo. Like I am that dude now. But he always been that dude. But I like the new voice better.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I'm at Polo Born Fly on all social media.
I'm at King Taliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at Mike Check Waifu on Twitter and at Mike Check Waifu on Instagram. And as always, Mike Check.
That's probably my favorite Mike Check so far.
You're now tuned into Mike Check Waifu Waifu. Is that you? Is that you? Is that you? Is that you? Is that you?